If they don't deal with it, it doesn't exist. If they don't go see a doctor, then I don't have this problem. And we, unfortunately, so that's why if you look at statistically, we live.
This is Blair Durham with Black Wall Street Today, your media hub for all things Black entrepreneurship, politics, news, and events in Hampton Roads and beyond.
When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say black, y'all say Wall Street. Black.
And now, here's your host, Blair Durham.
Welcome to the 71st edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. We are super excited to have on board as sponsors for today's show, Apex Financial Group of Virginia, as well as Milestone Mental Health Agency, servicing all of Hampton Roads for emotional health and well-being. We've got a dynamic show prepared for you all. But before we get into it, I want to invite you to join the party online. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages at Black Brand Biz and Black Wall Street Today. Continue to send your show ideas and requests for interviews to me directly at blair@blackbrand.biz. I love receiving those, love interacting with you all. You all are 2,000% of the reason why I enjoy the show. So we're excited. Today we are focused on health, business, and you. Health, business, and you. We've got Dr. Dionne Gibbs here, affectionately known as Dr. D. She's the owner and operator of Shades of Life Coaching and Consulting, LLC. She's a life and leadership coach with almost 30 years of experience in the healthcare field as a nurse, an educator, a coach, a support, and she works to develop individuals into the leaders of tomorrow. She's a skilled practitioner in the cutting-edge field of adult education, career development, curriculum design, and teaching a diverse group of learners. Her background includes working in higher education leadership as a dean of nursing, a regional dean of nursing, and she has expertise in strategic planning, change and conflict management, coaching, effective communication, and talent development. Today, Dr. Gibbs has a global and professional pursuit of educating, elevating, and empowering women of all ages to help them reach their highest potential in their personal and professional lives. Welcome to the show, Dr. D.
Thank you so much for having me.
You said it was your first time, but I swear we've done this before.
That's because we're always chatting.
Right. It feels so right. So you've got something exciting coming up for Hampton Roads. Please tell us all about it.
Yes, I have the Hampton Roads Health Symposium coming up on February 29th, which will be held at Chalice Christian Church in Virginia Beach. Very excited about that.
Pause. The Hampton Roads Health Symposium?
Yes, the Hampton Roads Health Symposium.
Why are you bringing a health symposium to Hampton Roads?
Well, I am bringing it, first of all, for Heart Month. And a lot of it stems from my own personal experience with heart disease and within myself and within my family. So I thought it was just important for us to educate the community around us.
Yeah.
And hopefully to take it on a larger scale due to social media. Social media expands everything on a global perspective. So not only will we be educating our immediate area, through social media, we are also able to educate those abroad and afar.
I'm so excited. I share the concern. Health issues running in my immediate family. I'm like, oh my goodness, am I going to be able to avoid? I mean, is eating right going to be enough? Am I even going to be able to eat right? So I appreciate that vantage point for sure. So could you give us just some tips in light of National Heart Health Awareness Month? What are some things that we can do?
Well,
small things, right?
Small things. And everything begins with the small things. I think one of the first things we have to do is to establish a relationship with a healthcare provider. A lot of individuals, you would not believe, do not have healthcare providers. Something goes wrong, the first thing they do is to run to the urgent care or the ED, the emergency room.
Yeah.
So that is one of the first things, is to establish a relationship and get your yearly checkups. Then I also advocate and promote eating healthy, establish a healthy eating style and exercise regimen that falls, and work it out into your daily, whatever you do on a daily basis. So work it into your life and don't go outside of that. So, because when you work it into your life, you're more likely to stick to it.
Stick with it.
Yes.
I so appreciate what you said, though. The piece about having that relationship with a healthcare provider. Because that's an accountability that a lot of us don't have, as you mentioned.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Jumping back to the symposium itself, what can we expect there? Symposium is fancy. What does it look like? What does it feel like?
Symposium is very fancy, but
you're fancy. I get it.
Well, one of the biggest things I think is that you can expect your cup to be full.
Okay.
When you leave the healthcare symposium. And that is because we have put together a group of experts on each one of the panels that we will have at the symposium. So we're bringing to you expert panelists from the healthcare arena whose specialties are on hypertension, cardiac, and stroke. And stress relief. Those are the 4 things that the healthcare team will focus on.
Hypertension, cardiac, stress relief, and stroke.
Yes.
Okay.
Brain attacks is the other word for this stroke. So not only are we talking about heart attack, we're going to embark into another organ, and we're going to talk about brain attacks because they all kind of come together and work together when someone finds that they have various ailments.
I was just doing some research on that relationship between the heart and the brain, as you know, earlier this week, and thinking about how it is that if we're not taking care of ourselves there, then we're likely to develop dementia, Alzheimer's, and those kinds of things in the long run. I think it's just a riveting conversation. I'm excited that you're bringing these panelists. So fitness, you mentioned, right?
Yes, we're going to also have, and so we're educating you on the disease process.
Okay.
And what you can do to prevent those diseases from occurring.
Sure.
Then we are going to empower you with the resources. So the resources will be, we have 2 expert nutritionists, one that focuses on children, because I'm giving you education on eating well. You have to go home and take care of your babies. So you need that information also. And we also have an expert nutritionist from that focuses on cardiac health.
I think that's important too, the nutritionist piece. Again, an area that we don't typically tap into, right?
Yes.
So, okay, I'm making notes because I got to be ready.
And she will be discussing the various diets that you can utilize to increase your heart health.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had a favorite diet or a diet that you recommend.
I don't have a favorite diet. I think I really advocate for just eating well.
Okay.
Eating well, getting your fruits, your vegetables, and just being proportionately consistent in your eating habits.
I was praying this morning. I need to cut back on my sugar intake.
I have done that. It's not easy at first, but you can do it.
I like my sweet, 1 sweet a day, 1 chocolate chip cookie, 1 brownie, 1 slice of whatever.
I don't.
Is 1 a day too much on sweets? What say you?
I don't think it's too much. I think the overindulgence in sweets is too much.
So a box of cookies can't.
A box of cookies is too much.
Serving size,
but a serving,
a day.
That's right. I don't feel like that's too much, unless you have something health related going on that prevents you from having that sugar. Yeah. Outside of that, there's nothing wrong with a cookie or a cup of ice cream every so often. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. It's balanced.
That's where the inflammation comes from. It's the sugar. It's not the meat or the whatever. Because I've tried the veganism piece and all that. He's like, it's really the sugar. I'm like, So I don't know. I just want to get your take on sugar. So I know that in addition to your panels, which sound phenomenal, you also have an expert keynote speaker that's coming. I
do.
Okay, talk to us about
Dr. Newby.
Yeah.
Well, Dr. Newby was chosen to ask to participate in the symposium because he is one of the top cardiologists in our area. Yeah, and I wanted someone from the local area to tap into the symposium because, like I indicated, I really wanted people to focus on finding a physician that can serve you. So with him speaking at the symposium, and if anyone has anything going on cardiac-wise or otherwise, they can really tap into his resources because he does have a practice in the Norfolk area, and he also practices at Norfolk General.
True. Okay. So who all needs to be at your symposium? Can I bring my little people? Is it little people friendly?
It's not little people friendly. Okay. 16 or older.
16 or older.
Yes.
Okay. think that's fair. I think by the time we're 16, we can kind of have that conversation with ourselves, right?
Yes, and and at that point, you're also driving. You're going out to buy your meals.
True.
So you need to know what you should and should be intaking.
Okay. Who else should attend?
I think everyone needs to attend above that age.
Yeah.
And
women.
Men, women. None of us are exempt from heart disease.
Okay.
All of us need to be educated. And a lot of times, you see when it comes to heart health, there's a focus on women. Mm-hmm. That's great. That's great because we're educating our women on heart health, but then who's educating our men? And who's taking care of our women when they don't feel well or they're exhibiting symptoms of heart-related issues that they're ignoring? If you have your spouse there, they can say, wait a minute. I remember at the symposium, that is one of the symptoms. Yeah. And you can act on it.
So they can really...
Yes, so they can feed. Okay. Because if you educate a family, you're saving a family.
Wow. Good point. Making notes. So, and I know you've got like another surprise happening at the symposium related to your first book.
My first
Tell us about
book.
It. Wow. Wait a minute. I haven't seen it.
Yes, you have not.
Oh, it's tangible. Congratulations.
So it's The Shades of Life that revealed the she and me. And in this book, I had the honor and privilege of interviewing 12 women, professional and entrepreneurs, who tell you about their journey. A lot of times we see the glory of the success of women, but we don't see what they actually went through to get to where they are today.
Yeah.
So this book will take you through the lives of 12 women and their stories to success. Tells you what they had to overcome, what they had to do to overcome it, and what their sacrifices were in order to overcome those things. Mm-hmm. There are various things that are talked about. There's talk about health, depression, abuse, just various things that women endure in order to make it, and what they have to finally say and give up in order to get out of a situation that they might be in, and then achieve their ultimate success, because that is what they want and that is what they need for themselves and their family.
Wow.
A lot of stories about leaving legacies for their children.
I love it. So will I be able to get an autographed copy at the symposium?
You can get a VIP, the VIP individuals. It is actually in their package. If you are interested in pre-ordering a copy of the book, you can actually click on the link and click on the tickets. The link that says tickets, once you click on the link and hit pre-order. The book is $19.99 and it will be available for you to purchase at the symposium.
Perfect. We need to get that information. We don't even know how we can attend the symposium yet. So give us, how can we get to it so we can get our tickets online?
The symposium is hosted on Eventbrite.
Okay.
If you search in the Hampton Roads Health Symposium and click on the link, you will be able to access the link. VIP tickets will go off sale on Friday.
Okay. VIP.
Yes, and we will continue to sell regular admission tickets until the Friday before the event.
Okay. So tickets are done, what's that, the 28th?
Yes.
Okay. I'll make sure I announce that again later in the show. So Hampton Roads Health Symposium.eventbrite.com for tickets. This Friday,
for VIPs,
February 21st is the last day to purchase a VIP ticket, which includes a copy of The Shades of Life that revealed the she and me by Dr. Dionne Gibbs.
That's correct.
So exciting. Do you have vendors set up at this event as well?
We do have vendors set up. We have
representing
vendors various healthcare
pieces. Okay.
And we also have skills set up. So if someone wants to get their blood pressure taken,
nice.
If you want to be assessed for your risk for stroke, those skills will also be set up. I have a young lady who is coming, and she's going to be demonstrating CPR. And really talking about why it's important for you to know CPR in this particular area. And Dr. Crystal Baker, who is on our wellness symposium, will also be there talking about her particular business and what you can obtain. So she will be available also.
I love it. We've still got some time remaining, and I'm glad we do, because I like to ask entrepreneurs about their own story. I'm sitting in front of you. such an accomplished woman, right? PhD, nurse, the whole 9 yards. And then, the ambition to go ahead and write a book and then put together a symposium. What is driving you? How did we get to this place?
Wow, that's an excellent question. I think
Can you share that? I know that's way off script, but I gotta know.
That's okay. That's okay. I think, first of all, you have to have an innate ability to want to succeed.
Yeah.
And then the ability and the need to help others or to work with others to achieve their own success. And a lot of times it's, I had to go through my own journey of discovery. That's for one of the things that actually propelled this book to really see who I was and what I wanted to do in life. I had finished working as a mom, and you're always a mom, you're always a wife. But then what is it that I want to do for me? What fulfills me and what gives me satisfaction now that I'm finished raising my children and in the age of the grandparent mode where, you're not raising your grandchildren, but you are involved and you want to leave a legacy. That's big for me. I want to leave something for my grands and I want to leave something for my children. So that pushes me. It pushed me to go out and embark on my own business. And it also pushed me to set an example and be an example for my children, for my grandchildren, and for the community, because that's huge.
I think you are absolutely a Renaissance woman.
Thank you.
One of a kind, Dr. D. I'm so privileged to have you on the show today. Let's reiterate again the details for the health symposium as we're closing out here.
Okay. You can actually purchase tickets for the health symposium. VIP tickets will end on Friday. So hurry up and get your VIP tickets before we take them off air. And the regular tickets will end on next Friday, the day before the symposium.
Okay. You can get our tickets. And so the event is Saturday,
the 29th. Yes.
From
10. Well, doors open at 9 because we want to give you an opportunity to visit our vendors and to get your blood pressure checks, those types of things before you enter in.
Okay.
And you know where you stand and what you really need to focus on and what you need to take away from the symposium. So I encourage everyone to get there at 9 so that we can get started promptly at 10.
Okay.
We have a lot of things on the table.
Yeah.
A lot of panels, exercise physiologists. We have the nutrition panel, the wellness panel. So we really encourage you to come on in. And then, of course, our keynote speaker. And how can I forget about the coaches panel?
The coaches panel.
How can I forget about the coaches panel?
Black, white, and red. Everybody's supposed to wear red. Did we talk
We
about
are
that yet?
encouraging you to please wear red.
Okay.
That is one of the things that we're asking. It's not mandatory, but we are asking that you do that.
Coaches panel, life coaches?
Well, no, we have 3 coaches. We have myself, I'm a life coach. We have the business coach, which is Tawana Golson, and Karen Stalling, which is she's doing the coaching on beauty. So it's health, beauty, and wellness.
That's going to be so awesome.
Yes.
I think I'm going to get there at 8:30.
Get there at 8:30.
That's going to be dynamic. So again, Saturday, February 29th, all roads lead to the Hampton Roads Health Symposium from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the
Childless Christian Church in Virginia Beach.
Perfect. And you can get your tickets via Eventbrite. Just search Hampton Roads Health Symposium, or you can type hamptonroadshealthsymposium.eventbrite.com. You've been listening to Dr. Dionne Gibbs. We're going to be back. We're going to have more with you on the other end of the show.
Thank you.
Super excited. Very blessed to have you. We'll be back in just a few moments with some debt relief solutions as well. Talking just a minute.
Excellence is being able to perform at a high level for a long period of time.
The next level success is just a step away. Stay tuned. Black Wall Street Today will be right back after a word from our underwriting sponsors.
When the conversation is good and the friends are even better, you'll find a wine that brings it all together. Shoe Crazy Wine. Remember that name. Shoe Crazy Wine. Available at Costco, Kroger, and these other fine retailers.
We know you love jazz music, so let's try some jazz music with a little R&B flavor. What about some jazz music with a little trap flavor? Jazz and Caribbean. Hey, we mix it up. So, online, look for Grandpa Crunk and enjoy the great jazz music. Grandpa Crunk. Jazz music.
Peace. I'm your brother Crunk. I have a new podcast called Snatched. Sorry.
You're about to get snatched.
It's the best of my YouTube channel, From TV.
You're listening to the Snatch Podcast.
In audio mastered format.
Snatch and run!
On Blueberry, Android, the Edgy Podcast, Stitcher, Digital Podcast, and Speaker.
Ever experienced what snatching is like?
And now, more Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham on Smooth 88.1 WHOV.
Welcome back to the 71st edition of Black Wall Street Today with Blair Durham. Wow, Dr. Dionne was awesome. Looking forward to the Health Symposium, but it's time now for #Money Talk, sponsored by Apex Financial Group of Virginia. Our focus for today is debt relief, certainly something that bears repeating, particularly in our community. Gentlemen, welcome.
Morning, afternoon.
Yes. How are you doing? Good to see you all. Absolutely. What's the condition with debt in the Black community?
Well, it's not that great. A lot of people are in debt today, and we have various strategies that we're trying to employ to help people relieve the debt. You have debt with credit card debt, you have debt with mortgages, you have debt with student loans, and the vast majority of debt out there, and people kind of out of control with that. And what we're trying to do is to get people to come in and sit down with us and see if we can assist them and relieving and reducing that debt. There's certain strategies that they can employ to give them that kind of relief for debt. And I think that if people take the time to get professional assistance, they can be helped, some of them.
I think people today associate debt with the American dream, but listening to the two of you, I mean, there's certainly a better way than owing somebody and owing them forever.
Yeah.
You all talk about a strategy for getting debt from 30 years down to less than 9 years, is that right?
Correct.
Can you tell us how it works?
We have a program that basically, if people want to seriously get out of debt, mortgages, student loans, what have you, what we do, we take a look at the interest rates that they're paying, the monthly payments that they're paying. Some people are overpaying on some of these debts, and we have a system that we can get analyzed for them, and if they get set up and structured properly, we can basically show them how that debt can be relieved from maybe 29, 30 years to under 10 years with this particular system.
Wow. You're helping some people with this.
Helping some people. Matter of fact, when I got involved in the system a few years ago, I looked at my personal debt.
Okay.
I'm in the system myself, and it's working.
Nice.
I was just talking to Reverend Gray on the way over that I'm assisting my wife in getting out of debt, okay? You know how some of us like to go to the stores and the malls and use those credit cards, and, there's a way that they can be relieved from those.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What else would you share about the system?
Well,
who primarily are you targeting? Is it something that anybody can take advantage of, or are you looking mostly at families?
Well, anybody that's
certain amount of debt. Anybody
in the age of 18 to 70.
Oh,
okay.
So everybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got you.
We can help with this particular system. So, and I tell people, if you want to get out of debt, okay, and you're serious about getting out of debt, we'll take a look at it. It's not for everybody, because everybody is not going to be the kind of person disciplined enough to do it.
You.
That's a key word, discipline. And we got to be disciplined.
So you mean you're not waving a magic wand over the debt? We've actually got to apply ourselves to.
You have to apply yourself, and you have to follow this particular system, okay, to want to get out of debt, because it's going to take you, being focused and following the process. It's a process, okay? Just not something that happens overnight. It's a process that you have to follow, and you get out of debt if you do that.
Am I still able to utilize my credit cards while I'm getting out of debt? I just want to know, do I have to curb my spending altogether?
Basically, for those who want to really get out of debt and not have any credit debt, I'm talking about
spending.
Curtail the spending of the credit cards. It would allow you, once you pay off some of those debts, once you free up some of that cash,
got you.
Okay, you can use that cash to go buy things, without credit.
Absolutely. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's awesome. But people need to...
because ultimately we end up buying things 2-3 times over by the time we factor in our interest payments and so forth. So it makes more sense for us to utilize the cash anyway. It sounds like.
What's actually happening is people, when I sit down with them, I look at those interest rates that they're paying on, the mortgages, the credit cards, and the interest is really killing them. And this strategy is primarily based on when you pay those debts off, you can save a ton of money in interest. Just look at them.
So you're able to show them.
Yeah. In my case, personal case, I'm gonna save over $125,000 in interest over the 29-year period.
Jeez.
And that's a considerable amount of money.
Yeah.
And what our program also does in the process, it allows you to save money for yourself. And you're creating your own bank, actually, by doing that.
Break that down. What does that mean? Create my own bank.
Basically,
I want to make sure it doesn't go over anybody's heads. Yeah.
The money that, you're spending for the debt, once you pay off that debt, you start saving that money for yourself. At a, average interest rate of return, and you create your own bank. Because typically, we pay, for an example, the interest you get at a bank on a savings account, maybe 1% or less.
Sure.
But the bank charge you 7 times that in interest when you borrow the money. So if you do the math, basically, you start saving that money for yourself, you become your own bank.
Right.
In essence.
It makes sense. The concepts like these, is that what you all teach inside your business?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Are you a full scale one-stop shop in terms of finance?
Yes. We offer a array of financial
Wait a minute,
services.
Start again.
Financial services that includes debt relief, which we just talked about. We have people with college planning, retirement planning, estate planning. We have individuals to get better returns on their money. We teach the Rule of 72.
Oh, nice.
Which basically shows...
Yeah, teach that now. I love the Rule of 72.
Rule of 72 tells us how long it will take your money to double itself. For example, you take 72 divided by your interest rate, and that would tell you how many years it takes for your money to double. So, for example, if I'm getting 3% interest at a bank or institution, I divide 3 by 72, and that gives me basically 19 years. It would take 19 years for my money to double itself. So you want to use that rule all the time when you invest in money. Very simple rule that will help you to get some type of navigation on how long it would take for your money to double itself. We also have other products and services that we lend out in reference to budgets. We teach folk how to construct a budget. That's the most critical thing in financial planning, is to make sure that you have your own personal P&L statement. Basically, every household is operating like a business. Income coming in, income going out. So it's the middle passage where most people get really jammed up at. It's not the bottom and the top, it's the middle passage. Well, the middle passage determines the bottom. The bottom passage is net. So it's what you get to keep. And if you take money and invest money properly, using the Rule of 72 with your net disposable income, you can start building wealth and you can retire a lot earlier. So these are things that we teach. It's free consultation. that we give to individuals by just calling the number here, 640-0207. If you call that number, 640-0207, we will sit down with you one-on-one, and we will consult with you in any area dealing with finances and money, okay? Now, back to debt relief real quick. The mortgage is something that most people carry. A mortgage, the root word mortgage comes from the word morgue.
I was thinking that.
So you know the morgue is, right?
Right.
So you want to get out of that quick as possible. So we got ways to help you out. So again, 640-0207, Apex Financial Group. We have a phone number here, 757-640-0207 is our phone number. We're located at 355 Crawford Street, Suite 320, Portsmouth, Virginia. Okay, and our email address is apex_of_va@yahoo.com. And again, the number to call us for a free consultation again is 757-640-0207. We're more than happy to work with you and sit down with you and look at what we can do to help you out to have a better financial future. Okay.
I'm really excited. Thank you all so much. I'm looking forward to doing some things in person as well, so we can invite some people to come in and meet you all one-on-one and really explore some of these topics in greater detail. Thank you much for your service.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
We will talk next week. We'll be focused on insurance. Not something our community likes to discuss, but we'll be talking about two types of insurance: old insurance versus new insurance, right?
Exactly.
All right, I look forward to that conversation.
Okay.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. All right.
This time, I want to point your attention to something happening tomorrow afternoon. I invite you to join us at 12 p.m. at the Tidewater Community College, downtown Norfolk. We're going to be focused on progressive Black economics, right? We're having a Black History Month lunch and learn there at the college. Some of the things that we're going to explore include group economics. We'll be talking about newly minted philanthropy methods that our community seems to be embracing. One of the questions we'll be asking, is this a viable strategy for economic progress in our community? When we look at things like giving circles and so forth, we'll be talking about whether there is some success to be had there. We'll also be talking about innovative opportunities that are on the horizon for minority entrepreneurs. We'll be sharing the best entrepreneurship advice that we've either ever given or received. Another thing we'll be discussing is the recent debate that we hosted. Should business owners undergo formal business education? We'll be getting a very distinguished panelist weighing in on that particular topic. So we're looking forward to that. I certainly want to invite you to attend. Again, it is Progressive Black Economics. It's a free event, a free lunch and learn hosted by Black Brand and Tidewater Community College. You can get tickets by visiting blackbrand.eventbrite.com. Again, it is a free lunch and learn. We'll be focused on progressive Black economics. So I certainly want to invite you to join. Now back with us is Dr. Dionne Gibbs. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
This is fun. I'm glad to have you.
I am so glad to be here.
Uh-oh, I think we've got a caller. Hang on 1 second. Nevertheless, Hampton Roads Health Symposium is upon us.
Okay.
We're less than 2 weeks away.
Yes, we are. We are definitely less than 2 weeks, but it came around
the home
very
stretch.
quickly.
Super excited about it too. We talked earlier about your panelists.
Yes.
Are we going to be in a position to get some information we can use?
Oh, definitely.
They're not going to be over our heads.
No, that is not the goal.
Okay.
That is definitely not the goal.
Nothing so technical that we won't be able to kind of bite it off and chew it.
No, that's correct. I want it to be tangible. I want it to be that you are able to take the information that you are receiving away.
Yeah.
And utilize it.
Yeah, that's the goal. Speaking of, we've actually got Dr. Keith Newby on the line. He's a clinical cardiologist specializing in invasive electrophysiology. He's been practicing medicine for over 20 years, and he's the president and founder of Fort Norfolk Plaza Cardiology Associates Incorporated, where he currently has his medical practice. As a serial entrepreneur, Dr. Newby currently is at the helm of many other businesses. He serves as president of Newby Enterprises, LLC. He's the co-managing partner of, as we mentioned, Fort Norfolk Plaza, several other, just an incredible list of accomplishments here. Dr. Newby, how are you today?
All right, yourself?
I'm doing fine. It's good to hear your voice.
I appreciate that, though. I appreciate that warm introduction. I'm not sure
I could have gone on and on with that, sir. Welcome to the call again. It's good to hear your voice. We've got Dr. Dionne Gibbs here as well. We're looking forward to the symposium. What are you going to bring to the table?
Well, just some basic information on health and well-being, and just, more or less just trying to encourage people and just try to give people the best, help people live their best life.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I have a question for you. Go ahead.
Sure.
You first.
No, go ahead.
So I was gonna.
I'm good. I'm here on your time.
Okay. I was going to ask you, I know that we're going to have a lot of entrepreneurs that attend the symposium. And dealing with this issue of health, you're talking about, just all kinds of things that can come up, health and wellness issues, not maybe having access to the best health care, et cetera, et cetera. What advice can you give on the preventive side as folks are operating their businesses so that they can be in the best of health to be able to create the wealth that they're looking for?
I think the first step is always identification and understanding of where you are with your own health. People sometimes get so preoccupied with what they're doing in terms of getting their businesses together, and they can defocus on themselves because they're so busy trying to establish themselves or to help somebody else, and they tend to forget themselves. So I think identifying their health, knowing what challenges they have, the issue that you'll find, especially more so amongst the African American community, is the chronic illnesses that tend to pervade our society are things like hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol problems, lung issues, gastrointestinal issues, a lot of things we have based on what we eat, how we live, and many of these processes are asymptomatic, and that's where the issue comes in, because if you never go to a doctor to get evaluated, you'll never know what issues or challenges you have that you need to address. Many of these chronic illnesses that we have that lead to heart disease and stroke and worsening diabetes, which leads to like neuropathy problems and kidney disease. All these disease processes are technically preventable or manageable with minimal to no medications, but you got to change the lifestyle.
Wow.
That's where the rubber meets the road. Many people will, ignorance is bliss for many
Yes,
people.
it is.
If they don't deal with it, it doesn't exist. If they don't go see a doctor, then I don't have this problem. And we, unfortunately, so that's why if you look at statistically, we live a shorter period of time than the average white American because of our not, I don't want to call it so much ignorance, but the way we choose to handle things.
Sure.
If we ignore it, it will go away. And unfortunately, it won't go away. And if we live a certain life, like just some people say, I'm just going to take 800 vitamins and I'm going to be fine. But you're not, because if you're still going to McDonald's every other day and then Wendy's in the days in between and Chick-fil-A on the times where you got a lunch break,
right?
And then go to 7-Eleven and you get your, I saw one of those massive big gulp drinks. I mean, the thing was freaking huge.
Yeah.
And they fill it with soda, and you can fill it with soda for like $1 something.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm saying to myself, all that sugar that you're putting in your system is going to only lead to, obesity, which leads to hypertension, which leads to diabetes, which leads to heart disease. So we see if you're doing all that and you're not, and then you take 100 vitamins and think you're going to be fine, you're living in a fantasy world. And this is not Fantasy Island where we are. So unfortunately, that's what I'm up against as a physician, is dealing with that kind of thing. And
you find yourself repeating yourself a lot, probably, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I have my speech memorized.
I can tell.
Do it so much. Yeah. But the thing is, though, but what we try to do, and getting back to your original question, which is how you help prevent it, understanding where you are with your health. If you're constantly, many things you can check on your own. You could check your blood sugar if you wanted to, but even if you're scared of needles, let's just take that piece off the table. Knowing your weight, where you should be, we tend to live in this fantasy world about our weight too. Oh, that's for a different person. Like you hear the body mass index. Oh, that doesn't apply to me. I mean, we have all kinds of things we come up with to justify our actions, but we're dying early. So understanding where our health is, knowing what your blood pressure runs, and understanding what's a normal blood pressure that you should have, knowing your cholesterol levels, knowing your blood sugar levels, and where you are with that. Making sure that you're at least once a year seeing a physician, and make sure you exercise. Exercise on a regular basis. The American Heart says we're supposed to be exercising at least 40 minutes, 4 days a week, at a minimum. Some light to moderate vigorous activity that's going to get our heart rates up. Okay. So we do those things, we can address the stress of our lives much better and live healthier lives. So really, that's going to always be my advice: is understand where you are with your health, understand where you need to be, what goals you have to achieve and what goals you should achieve. Understand where your weight is, and make sure you have a goal set that you will eat a certain way, exercise, the proper amount, and it really decrease your stress as best you can. Unfortunately, we do live in a high stress environment, so it's always easy to do that, but if you can exercise and do those things that really help it, if you know what really your thing that you like to do. I'm a music guy. I love music. So I
just saw earlier that you minored in music in undergrad.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, I love music. I've always been a big music person from it, and I think I inherited that from my father. And my father was a doctor, but he was a musician as well. He played the saxophone, the flute, and the guitar. And I've learned the saxophone was my first instrument. I've taken up the trumpet. I love music, always have. So that's a source of relaxation. That's how you decrease your stress.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So we all have our little things we do. Because my hours, I start at 4 a.m. And sometimes 9, 10 o'clock at night, sometimes later. I got home at midnight last night. And I had to be up at 4 this morning, or out the door by 4 to get here to the office and get to the hospital on time. So, it's a high-stress life, but I do these other things. I incorporate exercise in my day. I'm always walking upstairs. I don't take the elevator. I always take the stairs. When I come here in the morning to my office, I walk up the platform I'm on the 5th floor of my building, so I always walk up the parking deck, all 5 flights. When I leave at night, I walk up to the 9th floor and then come down to the ground level, then go back up to the 5th floor, then I leave. So I find ways of incorporating it in my day, and that's what I try to encourage other people to do as well.
Do you track your activity with a...
Oh, yeah. I have my little Apple Watch.
Okay.
Yeah. I usually average somewhere between 16 and 20,000 steps a day.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That is phenomenal.
20,000 steps.
Well, as a cardiologist, you're supposed to be living by example.
I know. I was wondering, man, he's really practicing this thing.
You set the example. You set the bar.
I wanted to ask. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than being a fat cardiologist. So if you try to tell somebody they need to do something, and they're looking at you like, well, chief,
right?
You can stand to do a few little things yourself. So I try my best to lead by example.
What is your recommended diet? I know it's high fruits and vegetables, but is there a certain one that you, or is it kind of person by person in terms of...
Yeah, person by person, because I tell you what I'm finding when I encourage people to do this, everybody has a different kind of style and what they like, what they don't like. What you want to try to do is capitalize on foods that people really enjoy and try to maximize what they like and what they feel they can eat. Like some people are more low carb type eaters. Some people are more, they like more carbohydrates in their diet, but it's a matter of what type of carbohydrates you eat.
All of them.
You're getting all this processed. Yeah, but you get somebody with just a bunch of processed, like white sugars and white bread, and they just, things that are processed, of course, are not going to be good for you, but there are some complex carbohydrates that are better for people, and that I encourage them to do. I'm more of a low carb kind of guy. I don't really eat a lot of bread anymore. I used to when I was younger, but I keep that very, very minimized, and I find these low carb wraps I'll use sometimes personally, but I love vegetables. I love spinach, I love broccoli, green beans, collards, just try to put all the fat back and stuff in it that we tend to want to do.
Right.
But I don't eat red meat a lot. I rarely. I have a steak once every 6 months. Something like that maybe. So I don't eat a lot of red meat. I'm more of a chicken, turkey kind of person if I eat meat at all. But I love vegetables. And as I've gotten older, that's kind of my thing. So I tell people all the time, what I try to do is capitalize on what they like. I tell you a good source of information. There's an article that's in the... I think it's a U.S. News and World Report. They do it every once a year. It's like 42 best. It's like 34 or 42, one of those numbers. Okay. Best diets in the United States. Okay. And I always encourage people to look through that because it highlights, all the multitudes of diets, and there are kind of pros and cons, risk benefits, and you get to see like what the diet is about. And a lot of people, I say, because there's some that says, okay, you can lose more weight with this one, or this one's better for somebody who's diabetic, this one's better for somebody who has hypertension. And you can kind of get a clear sense on, kind of what you feel you can do if you look through that, and then you do your research based on that. So if you highlight a couple of diets and you start doing a little bit more research, then you can say to yourself, oh, yeah, I can do this one. Oh, no, I know I can't do that one, but I can do this one. And that may help you a little bit more as well.
Well, I am looking forward to the Hampton Roads Health Symposium. I'm going to be on the front row.
Well, the key thing is, I tell you, just having people understand, you can address things once they've already occurred, but it's really better to prevent it. Why wait till you have a heart condition before you address it? I mean, I tell people, don't worry about my job. I know my job not, my job's not going anywhere. Heart disease is still number one killer.
That's wow.
But my job, as I see it, the good Lord has blessed me with means and opportunity. And my job, as I see it, is to try to help people. And the best way to do that is to help get them where they don't have the disease to be, to be cured from it or to be helped with it. But I'd rather help them before it becomes an issue so they can really, truly live their best life.
Sure thing. Awesome. Well, you have monopolized the entire segment, sir, with great information. Thank you so much, and we look forward to engaging with you. No, this is good. I couldn't even cut you off if I wanted to. But we'll certainly look forward to seeing you, not this Saturday, but next Saturday at the Hampton Roads Health Symposium. Thank you so much for all you do in the community.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Newby.
Awesome.
Thank you. Talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.
We'll be back in just a moment.
The biggest financial asset that you have going for you by miles is the value of your own earning power over the years.
If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. More important business insights are on the way. Stay locked in. Black Wall Street Today will be right back after these messages.
Hey, this is Seko, DJ Seko Varner, the producer of this podcast. So when I'm not producing podcasts, I'm actually DJing wedding receptions, corporate events, proms, other formals, and I would love to take care of your special event. So our company is Positive Vibes Incorporated, www.positivevibes.net. That's www.positivevibes.net. We've been performing for over 25 years, and we would love to bring our expertise and our fun to your special event. Positive Vibes Incorporated, www.positivevibes.net. Peace and prosperity.
Are you a 757 business owner? Do you desire to make new connections and grow your community involvement? Could you benefit from taking classes to sharpen your skills? Well, join Black Brand, Hampton Roads Regional Black Chamber of Commerce. Completing a membership application is simple. Just click onto our website at www.blackbrand.biz or download the app. We look forward to meeting and building with you soon. WHOV would like to thank Black Brand for its support of WHOV programming.
Don't find fault. Find a remedy. Henry Ford. Have the right mindset for the job. When I think of work, I often see it as problem solving. I've said before that if you don't have problems, then either you're pretending not to see something or you don't run your own business. Problems come with the territory, and they should never surprise you. You should expect them. Even if you work for someone else, it's a good idea to expect problems and be ready for them. To me, it's a realistic approach. No matter how hard you work, there are times that things happen that are out of your control. Keep your eyes on your ideals as well as reality. That's what being prepared really means. Very often, when people refer to the morning of September 11, 2001, they will mention that it was a beautiful September morning in New York City. Within 2 hours, our view of a beautiful morning had been radically changed. Were we prepared for it? Could we control the outcome? That's an extreme example, but it helps to be in control of those things we can control. Every day, ask yourself what problems might arise. Review every project yourself, and make sure you are on top of your own agenda. Be as thorough as possible. Be alert. In business, there are no half days or slow days. If there are, something's missing. Make it your business to find out what it is, and then do something about it. Find a remedy. When I say have the right mindset, I am thinking about responsibility. People who take responsibility have no need to blame others or to be continually finding fault. These are the naysayers who never amount to much and never manage to contribute much either. Don't join their club. They're the lowest common denominator. I knew a guy I used to call up just to see who and what he would be blaming that day. I don't think that guy ever made a single mistake in his entire life. From day one, nothing was ever his fault. His biggest blind spot was himself. And sad to say, he eventually became a total loser because he never thought of the remedy for his many failures. Himself. Look at yourself first when things go wrong. I've been in business long enough now and have had ups and downs, so I can go from seeing the problem to seeing the solution rather quickly. Don't emphasize the problem so much. Emphasize the solution. It's a mindset that works, and it's one way to accentuate the positive without being blind to the negative. Another tip for those of you who work for someone else. While you may be budding entrepreneurs, there's great value in being able to be an effective and efficient team player. If you have watched The Apprentice, you will notice that people without team skills don't do so well. Yes, each person wants to win, but part of the game, and an important part, is to work well with your team. It's something that will be noticed in any work environment. Can you employ out-of-the-box thinking while remaining within the constraints of team effort? I've also noticed how much time the apprentice teams spend bickering and infighting, which is not only a waste of precious time, but annoying and sometimes even embarrassing. These people are highly qualified, and to see and hear them carrying on at length, many times over inconsequential things, is a clear indication that they should heed Henry Ford's advice about finding a remedy instead of finding fault. Give your full attention to your work. I'm constantly surprised by people who don't seem to have this ability. That's why you hear me emphasizing focus so much. It's absolutely necessary in order to achieve results. Mindset includes responsibility and focus. We all know how to turn on the television set. Be equally adept at turning on your mind to matters at hand, and you might surprise yourself by what you can accomplish.
Welcome back. We're wrapping up this 71st edition of Black Wall Street Today, where the focus is health, business, and you. We're so grateful to our guest, Dr. Dionne Gibbs, and her desire to bring forth this Hampton Roads Health Symposium. Thank you so much.
Yes, it's a pleasure.
It's much needed.
It's a pleasure to be able to educate our community on health and wellness and what they need to do to actually prevent or control the diseases that may exist within their lineage.
Yeah, and as Dr. Newby just mentioned, many of these chronic things that we face are completely preventable or manageable with medication. So I feel like your event is really about bridging that gap.
Yes.
In our understanding, right?
Yes. Understanding and resources. Also providing you with the resources for prevention. Educating and then resources. So you know about the disease process, what the signs and symptoms are, so that you're aware of them if and when it happens. And then what you need to do to either control or prevent.
I have an idea for next year's symposium.
Do you?
Can I share it on the air with everybody?
Sure.
Y'all don't tell anybody.
Don't tell it.
My idea is to really focus on the food part. To such a degree where people are able to taste and try things that they may not have experimented with in their kitchen.
That's a great idea.
In a way that, like, oh my gosh, I could eat 6 different salads in a week and have a variety and enjoy it.
Yes, that's a great idea. You know, one of the individuals that will be featured on the nutrition panel is the gentleman, Reese. Reese is with Mark Fresh. Yes, he's going
Neighborhood
to be
Harvest?
Neighborhood Harvest will be supplying the salad.
Fantastic.
For the health symposium. And B&D Catering, which is our catering company, will be supplying the food.
Okay, awesome. I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be great.
Thank you.
Hampton Roads Health Symposium.eventbrite.com, or just head to Eventbrite and search Hampton Roads Health Symposium. VIP tickets are still on sale through this Friday. Tickets close altogether next Friday, and then the event is Saturday, February 29th. Doors open at 9 a.m. You definitely want to get there early, peruse the vendors, meet Dr. D in person, get your book signed.
Get your book signed. Get a copy of your book.
Congratulations again.
Thank you so much. And again, you can purchase your ticket on Eventbrite. Just Google in the Hampton Roads Health Symposium. I am looking forward to meeting each and every one of you next week.
Wear your red.
Yes,
if you don't know Dr. D, she's always fabulous. Be camera ready. Be camera ready.
All right,
We're going to have a great time. We're going to have an awesome time. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, Milestone Mental Health Agency and Apex Financial Group of Virginia. Thank you so much, Dr. Dionne Gibbs, and to our guest, Dr. Keith Newby. We appreciate all of the nuggets that were dropped. We're looking forward to the symposium. Hampton Roads Health Symposium.eventbrite.com. Thanks again for tuning in to Black Wall Street Today, where we're building minds, we're building connections, and we're forging the path ahead toward business success in the Black community. We look forward to talking next week. Phenomenal. Stay with us online at Black Wall Street Today on Facebook and Black Wall Street Today on Instagram, and then follow us on Twitter as well at BWS Today. We look forward to talking again next week. Have a wonderful week. I have said and I will continue to say that the most important priority for the Black community is the Black community, not a particular political party. Phenomenal.
Hey, yo, when I say black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black. When I say black, you say Wall Street. Black Wall Street. Black Wall Street.